Hello and welcome to today's episode of Dream Business, Dream Life. Now, today I want to talk about something that I think is really exciting. And honestly, if you let it land, it can feel incredibly freeing too. There comes a point in business where you realize that the reason things feel messy, overwhelming, or like you're constantly chasing your tail isn't the fact that you're failing. It's not because you're doing something wrong, it's purely because you have grown. You've outgrown the way you've been running your business so far. And that is really powerful. That is a really powerful realization because it means you're ready to shift from winging it to actually leading it, to leading your business. And the way that you're going to make that shift is through structure. Now, before you roll your eyes at the word structure, stay with me because this isn't about rigid rules, boring spreadsheets, or turning you into something you're not. This is about giving yourself a framework that actually frees you up. It's about creating the backbone that holds your business together so you don't have to keep carrying it all on your shoulders. If you think back to when you first started, it's fair to say you were scrappy, but scrappy in the best way. You pieced things together, you tested, you learned as you were going. That scrappiness is what got you moving, and it absolutely worked. But the way you run things back then is designed to hold the business you have now. Let's use an example. When you move into your first house, the chances are, I don't know, it's a tiny little apartment. You don't have much, you don't need much. And it's fine to use a couple of mismatched plates, a fold-up chair, and a desk that doubles as a dining table. It absolutely works. But fast forward a few years, you've grown. You've collated more stuff. Maybe your family has grown. And suddenly this tiny apartment that has served you really well feels cramped and chaotic. That's not because there's anything wrong with the apartment. It's just because you have outgrown it. And that's exactly what happens in business. You've got consistent clients, you've got proven offers, you know your thing, but you're still running the business as if you're in that tiny apartment. And eventually, you're going to start to feel the cracks. Client delivery is going to start feeling harder. Marketing is going to start feeling inconsistent. Launches are going to feel like you're reinventing it every single time. And you're going to be constantly reacting instead of leading. Not because you don't know what you're doing, but because you're trying to run a grown-up business with a starter kit and a beginner's mindset. What you actually need isn't to hustle harder, isn't to work harder doing more of the same stuff, or to take another course or pile on another strategy. What you need is an upgrade. And that upgrade is structure. Structure is about scalability. It's the difference between recreating everything every single month versus having repeatable systems that are going to support you and your business into the next stage. Structure is about energy. Without it, you're going to waste so much mental space and time. You're going to be constantly thinking, what do I do next? With structure, you're going to free up that brain power, which is going to enable you to serve, create, and lead your business so much better. Structure is also about identity. When you bring structure into your business, you're going to stop being the freelancer or the one-person show, and you're going to step into your role as CEO, the leader of your business, the one who brings the vision and creates the growth. So instead of asking what's wrong with me, the real question becomes, what would it look like to give my business the structure it actually deserves? Now, I want to pause here because I know a lot of people resist structure. Honestly, I get it. I used to be one of them. I still am to a certain extent. Because structure can feel like it's going to box you in. like it's going to take away your freedom. Like you'll end up with a business that feels stiff. Worse still, it's going to feel boring. But the right structure actually does the opposite. The right structure actually creates more freedom for you. Structure doesn't mean working more. It means you can work less because you're no longer wasting energy on chaos or trying to remember everything or on doing the same manual tasks again and again. It means your business has that backbone. It has a nervous system, something that actually supports you instead of relying on you to hold it all together. It's like moving from a bike with no gears to finally having a proper gear system, or better still, an electric bike. You're still pedaling, but now the bike is doing more of that work for you. So let's talk about what this actually looks like in practice. Because structure doesn't have to be complicated. Let me give you some examples. Instead of waking up every day wondering what to post, map out a simple content strategy that rotates through your core themes. You may be doing client stories, educational tips, or personal insights. Whatever it is, rotate through those again and again. That's going to save you time, make your message consistent, and help your audience actually remember what you stand for. You could create a streamlined client experience. Think about all of the touch points where someone works with you. Contracts, onboarding emails, client booking links, welcome gifts, payment reminders. If all of that lives in your head or is relying on you to remember to send something at a certain time, you're going to constantly be scrambling around. You're going to miss things. So instead, look at setting up some simple automations, some templates, or even just a checklist that every client goes through so they get the same smooth professional experience. Not only does that save you time, it also improves how your client feel about working with you, and that is super important. And then the big one, create regular CEO time slots in your diary and make them non-negotiable. Even 1 hour a week, just you and your business. Use it to look at your numbers, map out your priorities, check in on your goals. Ask yourself if you're working on things that are actually moving you forward or if you're still just reacting. This one practice alone is going to change how you feel about your business because now you are going to feel like you're leading it. Now, the reason you're craving more ease in your business isn't because you're not cut out for it. It's just because you've grown. You've built something real, and your business is asking you for better foundations to hold that growth strong. So this isn't about fixing yourself or learning more. It's about upgrading the way your business holds you. Because you're no longer in the startup stage. You've moved into your next strategy. You've moved into your next chapter. And now structure is what's going to take you from hustling to scaling, from winging it to actually leading it. So I've got a little task for you this week. I want you to take a moment to notice where you're still operating like a beginner, like somebody at the beginning of the journey. Where are you still winging it? Where are you relying on memory? Where are you juggling too many plates? And then I want you to ask yourself, what's one piece of structure that you can add right now that is going to make that easier? Because this is not about fixing you. This is not about you doing more of the same stuff, hustling and working even harder. This is about you leading your business and doing things differently. And that has got to start with you giving your business the structure that it deserves. Thank you for listening. I will see you next time.